The debate between the federal government and Nigerians over the planned nationwide protest is becoming tougher, barely 48 hours to the scheduled rally meant to begin from August 1. Human rights lawyer Ebunolu Adegborua, senior advocate of Nigeria, who recently identified himself as one of the organizers of the planned bad governance protest, has sent a letter to the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokun, announcing the venues of the major protests in some major cities across the country. The lawyer also requested a planned extension of the meeting with the IGP to include other stakeholders, and requested that the meeting be held virtually and led by another human rights lawyer, Femi Falana, who is also a senior advocate of Nigeria. But as advocates and planners of the End Bad Governance protest continue to reaffirm their willingness to defy all odds, supporters of the ruling All Progressive Congress are holding a counter rally to express their displeasure and disapproval of the demonstrations. This comes as Senate President Godswill Akpabio said losers in the 2023 general elections are sponsors of the protest. Now, the question is, why is there a protest and counter-protest ahead of the planned national hunger protest? Good evening and thank you for joining Daily Politics tonight. I am Hamza Idris. Here in the studio, my first right is Abdul-Jabbar Rufai, political activist and youth leader. And we also have Comrade Musa Kontagora, Chairman North Central APC Stakeholders Forum, member APC Presidential Campaign Council 2023, and a moderator at Villa News. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Thank you.
We're happy having you in the studio.
Thank you.
But before the conversation commences, here are some tidbits. The police in Borno State have arrested the legislative aide of Senator Ali Ndume alongside two of his supporters in Biu Town over an alleged rally. The spokesman of the Borno State Police Command, Kenneth Daso, who confirmed the arrest, did not give details of the case. However, Ndume's supporters attributed it to an aborted solidarity rally they organized over Ndume's removal as chief whip of the Senate. Meanwhile, Ali Ndume has officially written to the chairman, Senate Services Committee on Tuesday, announcing rejection of the new position given to him. Ndume said the office given to him does not reflect his seniority and high-ranking posture at the Senate. And elsewhere, the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise has cautioned that the planned nationwide protest could inflict an estimated daily loss of 400 billion, with severe consequences for Nigerians and its citizens. The director/CEO of CPPE, Dr. Muda Yusuf, disclosed this in a statement on Sunday. The protest, organized by various groups in the country, are aimed at drawing attention to the country's economic woes, including high inflation, production cost, unemployment, and hunger. However, economic experts fear that the protests could lead to shutdowns and disruptions in major sectors of the economy, including trade and commerce, manufacturing, and financial services. And here in the FCT, the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nwesom Wike, said President Bola Tinubu has approved the establishment of a mandate secretariat for youth affairs in the FCT. Mr. Wike made the disclosure on Monday during an interactive engagement with residents of Buhari Area Council of the FCT. He explained during the interactive session in furtherance of his peace-building process across the FCT in view of the planned nationwide protests. I will take a short break. When we return, the conversation commences. Don't go away. Welcome back once again, Abdul-Jabbar. Welcome to the studio. And Comrade Kontagora, happy to have you again.
Thank you.
Yes, maybe I should start with you, Abdul-Jabbar, but we will touch our tidbits. Yeah, Ndume has been in the eye of the storm, and he believes that his removal as Senate chief whip is not in the best interest of the legislature or, by extension, Nigeria. Do you agree?
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with Mr. Senator Ndume because he actually was right to some extent. But one thing is, at the point in which he disclosed what he disclosed is, I think, is not the right time. I think the right time to call who he called, what he called, is very wrong. The timing is the timing for
Meaning he has a genuine case.
Yeah.
But maybe the medium he used in conveying it, because he dropped the bombshell, you know, saying that there is hunger, the president's doors have been locked out. But do you think he should suffer the kind of punishment? They gave him chairman Senate Committee on Tourism, and he said he's not actually a tourist.
Yeah.
And today you can see he was explicit in saying, look, by virtue of me being a ranking senator, I don't deserve Committee on Tourism. Is he right?
Yeah, I think from the Deputy Chairman Committee on Appropriation to a Chairman Committee on Tourism, that's a demotion, if you ask me. And I believe he is a high-ranking senator, and that is the committee been given to him.
They should have given me a better place. Okay, Kontagora, I know you are one of the moderators of the, you know, Aso Villa News. You are an insider because almost everything happening there, you know it. They said it is Tinubu who actually asked the Senate to use the iron hammer to hit Indomie.
Well, thank you, Nigerians, and thank you for bringing me here. But to me, he's wrong.
Completely. So meaning you disagree with Abdul-Jabbar.
Why I said he's wrong is he generalized and called them, they are all thieves, meaning he's also a thief.
When he didn't deny it, okay.
He's also a thief. He has been in the leadership for over 20 years. These were people that have powers to make decisions in the night assembly. Why didn't they make that decision? You know, it's all about sincerity and drop selfish interest. Indomie, he's selfish. Why I say he's selfish is because as a ranking senator, he can take it to the chamber. You understand? As the topic of the day, Nigerians are suffering. What is the way out? These are lawmakers. These are people that have power to adjust the constitution. Why not adjusting it but coming to add more havoc to Nigerians? The fans, his fans, we think they are all right and they are all sincere. Indomie is never sincere. He's a member of my party, but he's not sincere. A politician, there will be loyalty over the party. First, the party decided to write a letter to the National Assembly, not the president. And the president cannot make decision for the National Assembly. Why is it that when the other senator that was dismissed, it was not Tinubu that asked for this dismissal? Why is it that it was Indomie?
Don't you think he explored all options? Because he said all the doors around the villa have been shut. Maybe you came from there this evening, or you were there today.
Which door?
He was unable to meet with the president. He believes that Akpabio will not listen to him. And you know, the rating of Akpabio is really not positive. I don't know whether you agree with that.
You know, I still need to, he get it wrong at the same time, saying all doors are closed. This is a president that gives opportunity for everybody, not individuals, for everybody that have positive idea for the betterment of this country. If you are not allowed to meet the president, there's a leadership of the 10th Assembly. Write to them.
There's
a special advisor to the president on legislative matters. Table it to them. These are people trying to cause more havoc to Nigerians. The poor masses, we thought it is generalized. On that day, the State Minister of Youth met the president. On that day, a delegation of the Economic Council met the president immediately after their meeting with the vice president. They met the president trying to brief him on the minimum wage. Where will he come on earth and said the president doors have been closed? The president will not be allowed to see everybody.
All right. All right, but the one thing that is agitating the minds of Nigerians, you've seen our tidbit. Some of his supporters have been arrested in Biu, far away Biu, in his constituency. You think they don't have right to protest, Abdul-Jabbar?
Sorry, come again?
Yes, I said supporters of Indomie,
Yeah.
you know, they were picked in his hometown,
Yeah.
you know, in Biu.
Yeah.
Allegedly, when they were planning to protest against his removal as chief whip. Do you think they should be arrested?
No. Against their fundamental inalienable rights. It is the right of every Nigerian to protest against any wrongdoing or any perception of his perception of any wrongdoing by the government or any other organization. So arresting them was not constitutional, and I lament it.
All right, Kontagora.
Well, as he said, the Constitution of Nigeria permits protest. But why are you protesting?
Removal, as far as that one, because we are coming to the main topic of the day, but as far as Borno is concerned, he represents people.
Yes.
They feel that the system wasn't fair to him, and they wanted to protest.
But the seat has remained in Borno still.
So you think no cause for it?
And the truth of the matter is, let him come out and said it open. He has fault.
But you know he is vocal.
The vocal is no more important when you are not standing for the people that you are representing.
How do you mean?
He's not. I say it times without number. If they are good ones, but the whole of them should join hands together if they really want to make this country better.
All right, let me pose the next tidbit, the creation of mandate secretariat for youths by President Tinubu, which we got to know through the FCT minister. Are we not duplicating roles every day, especially in these last few days when the administration is somewhat, racing against time?
Well, to me, this is a bright idea. This is a good idea. We have bring out an initiative that we engage the youth, that the youth of FCT will have a right to participate in the activities of the FCT. We are not doing it for the protest, because the protest will come and go.
But that mandate secretariat is like...
this is what we create awareness. We create opportunities for the youth of FCT. I believe this is a bright idea that Wiki have done, and he deserves applause for that.
Abdul-Majid, you agree?
Yeah, I agree. For me, especially for me, who is a very staunch loyalist of Wiki, I believe what he deserves some accolades, especially the fact that now the youths would have an opportunity, would have a seat at the table in the discussion of, development of the FCT. All
right, now over to the topic of discussion. Promoters, government disagree over plan protest. We saw, a letter from Adegborua to the IGP. All along, I know, Kontagora, you have said it in so many forums that why you people are scared about this protest is because it has no face. Now we have one, in not any other person, but a senior advocate of Nigeria. Will you people allow them to go out and protest?
Well, they will be allowed to go. Why? Because it is their duty, it is their right. If people like them are out to take the lead, it's a good idea. But the youth that comes out on the TV to say a lot of things, he is very wrong. This is a leader of a movement. This is a representative of a movement. And you are speaking aggressively to the government. And we are all under the government. Every citizen of this country, we are under the government. The minister of FCT denied the venue for some reasons.
What are the reasons? Yes, we saw our reporter said that they saw some payloaders, around as if they want to do some renovation. And why?
The reasons are a good protest will last for a day. For a day, coming out, say your grievances, pleading to the government, the information is on placard, you do. But this humble youth comes out and demand for 10 days. You understand? The security agencies cannot control that activity for 10 days to 15 days. You get?
So you think this is the first reason why?
Let's protest. Let protect this country. Let's do the right thing. We have leaders, and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, 3 to 4 days, this man never believes and give anybody fault over the situation of this country. He believes that let us get a solution to make life better. I think it's a way to make Nigerians understand that this is a president that listens
to the citizens. Okay, let me hear Abdul-Jabbar. You see, in Abuja, Wike said that he will not grant them permission to have access to Eagle Square. And Adeborowa, he listed Eagle Square as one of the venues. He also listed Lausa Park in Lagos. There is this Roswell in Osogbo, opposite School of Agriculture in Bauchi, then Akpakpaba Lane in Benin City. He also mentioned Maiduguri Roundabout in Damaturu, and then Pantami or something like that in Port Harcourt. No, okay. When I saw it, I was just yeah. Okay. Yes. So now, do you think Wiki is fair to have denied these people access to the Eagle Square?
I completely agree with Nyesom Wike.
Simply because you are his ardent supporter? No. You have to be fair to the youth because they are watching us. You are a young person. And
I am absolutely siding with him on this because I think the whole protest is unnecessary. It's unnecessary because people protest when they are not being heard of. Here we have a president that listens. We have a president that proves that he listened. I will give you an example.
Okay, go ahead.
The couple of months back, Nigerians, everyone heard about the cybersecurity tax. There was public outrage to the extent that the president had to order the CBN to relax that. So this goes a long way to show that you have a president that really listens to the plight of the people. Recently, the 70,000 national minimum wage bill has been signed by the president. This goes a long way again to show you that really the president has the Nigerians at heart. This coming from me as a card-carrying member of the PDP, even though we openly supported the Southern presidency in spirit.
So you are a PDP?
Yeah.
You are not an APC member?
Yeah, but I am of that faction that supports integrity, justice and equity.
All right.
For the benefit of the
Kontagora, he is talking about the president listens. But if you are to do an opinion poll, many will believe that he didn't listen until when he realized that he has pushed majority of Nigerians to the wall and they have turned against him now.
Well, he listens. Every affairs is controlled by an agency. And until that agency table it to the president, before the president will look into it. This is the president of the country that handles the affairs of the 36 states, the development of the country. The issue that will be brought to him, he will sit with his advisors, get a resolution to it, and call on that agency for reconciliation. That is the essence of, mostly that's the essence of the Federal Executive Council.
So where did he got it wrong all this while? Because if it is now that the president is acting, was he being misinformed all this while? It is now more than 14 months after he took over the reins of power.
Well, I might be wrong to the laws given to us at the media side, but I have to say it. The blames of these challenges have to be thrown back to the last administration. Let's be sincere. The former president says, let's close border for insecurity. You didn't provide measures that will cater for Nigerians. Still, terrorism attacks are going on. And then Nigeria, a lot of the states that are facing these challenges are farmers. They cultivate, they tip the soil. What effort is being given to them to cultivate? Believe you me, if Nigeria could have cultivated 3 to 4 years back or 2 years back, we could have had enough food in the warehouses of government to supply to the various places that are needed. But such things are not being done. You understand me?
Mm-hmm.
We need to focus. We need to look back. The mess that have been done. The leadership of the Night Assembly are at fault. Sorry to say, Ahmed Lawal was the Senate president at that time and agreed to sign in anything that comes from the decks of the president. And today, he comes out blaming the leadership of this government that is just a year old in power.
For almost 14 months,
and
Kontagora.
These challenges of influential rates, the challenges of hard economy is not being faced in the country alone. These politicians, a lot of them spent some years back without going abroad. Let them go and see how things are difficult.
You are making reference to the opposition politicians, right?
That's it. No, even those that are even in power. I mean those in power. I'm trying to talk, I'm not talking of those that are not.
Are you trying to say that Nigeria is better off compared to other?
We are better than other countries.
Abdul-Jabbar, you are of the PDP, and I don't know. Do you agree with him? Because we have this penchant of pushing blame to other quarters. You have had Kontagora, he said, Tinubu met a messy, throne, and it wasn't easy for him to amend. Yes. Do you agree? Because people keep blaming the previous administration. I mentioned this on this program yesterday, that those in this government are blaming Buhari. During Buhari, they were blaming Jonathan.
Yeah.
Jonathan was blaming, Obasanjo to some extent, or those around him. Even Obasanjo was blaming the military. Is this not actually weakness, sign of weakness by leaders?
No, I don't think it's a sign of weakness. I think Nigerians have empirical evidence, or let me put it this way. I think the current administration has empirical evidence to blame the previous administration. Why do I say so? Because
tell us, what are the empirical evidence?
Just a couple of weeks back, you have the former SGF, Secretary General of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustafa, admitting that during the previous administration that a certain amount close to $6 billion was withdrawn from the CBN without the knowledge of the president. Without the knowledge of the president, or the president's signature was forged. What kind of cluelessness is this? What kind of recklessness is this?
But Abdul-Jabbar, people are saying the thievery going on in this administration, assuming the books that to be opened, we will all faint.
I still believe that the previous administration, the current administration cannot do half as worse as the previous administration has done.
Kontagora,
yes.
Do you think government is managing the planned protest very well? Because there are fears that almost every strata of government is coming up with different allegations. For instance, let's start with Senator Akpabio. He is blaming people like Abdul-Jabbar, who belongs to PDP and their likes, as behind the protest. Do you think he has evidence, or you are also with him that the opposition are behind the planned protest?
Well, in a situation like this, what I expect every leader to do, whether in the present government or in the past government, is what? Is to calm the nerves down. If this country is being destroyed after 4 years, eventually another government come to power, instead of working for the betterment of the people, there will be what? That destruction that was made, it will be an amendment.
But who told you that there will be destruction? You have people,
of course,
like Adeborua, that were seen to be faceless before. Now they are out there, and they say that they will control.
When were they faceless? And they can't control this. They can't control this. How many seats are we having?
Then why do we have the police, Kontagora? The police is meant to...
So the police should leave all the activities in the stations and other places to come down to the roads to take care of the protesters. If the protesters are doing the right thing, go and say and protest and go back to your houses. Usually how it is being done. So this is not sincere. This is uncalled for. I take it in another dimension as a lot of politicians that are not having opportunity are trying to sabotage the government,
so
the present government.
You believe Akpabio has some evidence?
Yes, he has some evidence. He has.
Abdul-Jabbar, people from your party, they are instigating the protest?
No, I don't think so. I don't think it is the opposition, if you ask me. Like you mentioned earlier, if there was a credible poll in Nigeria, the current administration is going to be, the rating of the current administration is going to be very low. I will tell you for a fact that it's going to be very low because of hardship, because of poverty, hunger, food insecurity, and what have you. So those, like they claim, those are the sponsors of the protest. However, let's look at the bigger picture.
Okay, you are now hypothetically saying hunger, joblessness, they are the drivers of the protest.
Of course they are.
Not really, real humans, for instance.
We both know the reality. We both know how much we buy things now. We both know the current inflation rate. We know the security situation of the country. We know the standard of living of the country and how it used to be. Of course, Nigerians will be instigated. Of course, this is touching for Nigerians. Of course, there is hunger. I, for example, I was once attacked here in Abuja, here in Gwarumpa. That goes a long way to tell you that, okay, it's not like we are saying that these factors are not.
Yes.
But let's look at the bigger picture. What is the bigger picture? The bigger picture is this. You have a president that has obviously stood his ground, that he listens, and from all indications he has been listening. And the only problem now is that I think the government needs to promote, or shall I say, cut some expenses in order to show Nigerians that really it is listening.
Okay, Kontagora.
Yes.
What do you think incumbent, or let me put it this way, serve, as a wall for those in government? You have more than 40 ministers. Now, if you are to bring out their scorecard, you realize that not quite a number of them, delivered on their mandate. And many Nigerians believe that, assuming the president during the Democracy Day anniversary or the May Day, he will maybe reject, so that he will tell Nigerians, at least I know that Mr. A and B performed, I will continue with them. The others did not perform, that's why I'm changing them. Don't you think the perception about him will be the same?
What I want Nigerians to know, and what I want to tell Nigerians now, is Tinubu is a leader that believes in focus, dedication, accountability. If a minister is found wanting today in his duty, believe you me, he's leaving.
But what kind of evidence do you have when you have two ministers of defense, you have national security advisor, you have service chiefs and all that, but the number of deaths recorded in air, if you compare the last year of President Tinubu and the first year of, last year of President Buhari and the first year of President Tinubu, the difference is clear. More casualties on that.
We have one of the best security team as far as the last administration is concerned. They had, every week they have to sit for security meetings. Every week the president tells them the well-being of every citizen's lies on your hands. And believe you me, he's doing all things. Resources is being given to them in order to see they tackle insecurity. They are doing much, much, much better than the past administration. I will give you instance of a lot of issues that happen in Kaduna.
Okay, I'll give you a chance to do that, but I will plead with you to hold your brief so that we'll go on break. When we come back, you will convince us whether the security we have in place is better than the one we had before the advent of this administration. We'll be back shortly. And viewers, don't go away. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back. If you're just joining, you're watching Daily Politics on Trust TV. Do well to follow the conversation across our social platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and watch us live on YouTube. We are discussing the desirability or otherwise of the August 1 protest. At the studio, we have Musa Kontagora. He's a member of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, chairman North Central APC stakeholders, and a member moderator of the Aso Villa News. We also have Abdul-Jabbar Rufai, political activist and youth leader. Welcome once again to the program. Yes, before I come back to you to justify your claim about the, what Tinubu's security people are doing compared to what those that worked with President Buhari. Abdul-Jabbar, I asked him, I said, assuming the president did the needful, maybe the agitation for this protest wouldn't have been there. Am I correct?
No.
Okay, how do you mean?
I mean, the president is working, has put all his hands on deck since the very first day he got into the office. I will give you an example, numerous examples. For instance, is the local government autonomy. The issue of the local government autonomy did not start today, or did not start when the protest started, or when the issue of protest started. It started long before that, where he took the state governments to court, to the Supreme Court, in order for the local governments to be autonomous, in order to break the shackles of the state governors on the local governments. So this is one of the reasons why I believe he has always been.
But what of on the security front? Just today we have a story that a community in Zamfara, they paid almost 20 million to bring back their loved ones that have been abducted for a very long time. This is a state that produced one of the defense ministers. If you go to Kaduna, the same problem.
I think on the issue of the security, I think the president really has to do much better in terms of the security. But that is not an indictment on him that he has not been trying. If you leave me, his security team is one of the best, if not the best, Nigeria has ever had. The National Security Advisor is fit for the role. The service chiefs and everything, they are all trying, but I think they really need to do better.
Okay, they need to do better. Kontagora, you agree they need to do better?
Yes, of course they need to do better. And in every interview I used to cite an example of where I came from.
Niger.
Yes, of course, in the past administration, a lot of attacks happened. The federal government will not give the appropriate support to the governor in order to tackle the challenges. But in this present administration, before it even happened, the governor is giving support. The Air Force met the Chief of Navy, the Chief of Air Staff met the governor in his state almost 2 to 3 times in order to discuss how can we find a lasting solution. What I believe the government need to do more, of course, but still the citizens, especially the traditional rulers,
they must play
a very vital role.
But it is like the politicians only run to traditional rulers, even religious leaders, when there is fire on the mountain, as we've seen. Look at the way these people are being brought to Abuja. Some chartered flights to come and meet with the president on how to quell the existential problem that citizens are all out to protest. You think government is really fair to the traditional rulers and the religious leaders?
Well, this is not the first time the president is inviting traditional rulers on issues like this. A month ago, the president invited traditional rulers in order to tell them his plan, what he is trying to work on. And he also charged them, it is your duty. He said it. If you think it's because of him you want to destroy Nigeria, he will come and go, and another person will come. He charged them to do the needful, to have a fear of God. You see, I used to say it, for Nigeria to be better, everybody have to come and understand that this is a country that God has bring us in, and we have no country than Nigeria. We have to keep all the sentiment, religious sentiment, we have to keep tribalism, we have to focus and believe that governors are really trying in time of security. Those bandits, they are people that have parents.
So what is the role?
They are people that have, the problem with this banditry is the informants that give them information. Going by a lot of investigations, there are a lot of people that are found in the community. They know them. They know their parents. They know their origin. They are the ones informing. The traditional ruler, the religious leader should please have the fear of God.
In addressing this.
In addressing this.
Abdul-Jabbar, some people are saying many people within government, they are cashing in on this planned protest to make a fortune. Because the way everybody is talking against it, that is more than, what ordinarily they should do. Do you agree?
I don't get your question.
Yeah, I mean, there are allegations that ordinarily, if not looking at the way some people in government or around government, they are just voicing out there shouldn't be protests and all that. And they're just not doing it for free, allegedly. It's because of what they are getting from all these calls and all that. That ordinarily the ambience around the plan for the protest wouldn't have been this vocal. Yeah, do you agree that some people are cashing in on this?
Of course. Nigerians, I'm sure you saw it yesterday and day before yesterday. Some people are even protesting against the protest.
Yes, we said it during the introductory part.
So some people are obviously being mobilized, like they call it. You know what mobilization means? They are being given stipends to, protest that there shouldn't be any protest. So what is the impact of that? This goes to show you that, of course, they are being paid. Of course, they are being promoted to do that for some certain reasons, which I don't know.
And don't you think, Kontagora, this is painting the government in bad light? Whether we like it or not, it may not necessarily be from the villa. It may be from an SA to the president. He got his share, or somebody very close to the chief of army staff or chief of defense staff, or Minister A or Minister B to say, okay, look, we're going to mobilize some youths. It's like it is making mockery of us as a nation, this counter protest against the planned protest.
Well, a protest took place in Taraba yesterday, and the essence of the protest is to appreciate the president for bringing out a commission.
The Northeast Development Commission.
Yes, in order to settle.
It has been there for a very long time.
It has been there, but giving it more power is very important. And again, for every sensible Nigerian, especially the youths that are preparing to take power or are thinking the present administration, not only the president, the governors, the lawmakers are not doing the right thing. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has bring out a positive way for every youth to go back to school with the student loan. This is something that was initiated his first few months coming to office, and now we have get it on board. And again, a grant that have been approved by the president, 110 billion to the Ministry of Youth. These are positive ways, in other words, to create self-belonging for Nigerians, for the youth. I believe if the youth today should think that not every youth is being having that or every youth that graduated in school is not expected to work in the office. Of course, there are a lot of, we wear clothes, we wear shoes, we are living a way of generating more revenue and going to white-collar job.
Because the environment is not conducive for the private sector to
Who told you it's not conducive?
I am a Nigerian.
You are a Nigerian. You wear cap, you wear shirt. If today all tellers decide not to sew clothes, how are you going to wear
How many tellers have closed shop, Abdul-Jabbar? Because of and I think these are some of the triggers of the protest. Yeah. Youths cannot actually get electricity to power their tailoring shop or shoemaking shop, and taxis and all that. These are some of the things that, Adugorua and others are saying, take it back. Because their own segment of the protest, they target take it back movement. They want Kontagora and others to take them back to pre-Tinubu era.
Yeah, I think one of the problems is foreign goods taste. Nigerians, naturally, we don't like to patronize what is made in Nigeria. There are a lot of products that are being made in Nigeria, but you'll see made in China on it, because we are more comfortable consuming what is made outside than what is being made in Nigeria, because it is generally believed that made in Nigerian things are not good. So that foreign goods taste is what, like Kontagora said, it is, Nigeria is ours, and nobody can come and fix it for us. We have to fix it ourselves. So everyone needs to bring their hands on the deck to fix, and this is one of the problems. So the part of the problem is the production. Nigerians, we need to produce what we use. We need to stop that foreign goods taste and start having local goods taste.
It will help in reducing the tension. Yeah. Still on the protest, Kontagora, we concentrated so much on Abuja, but the sound bites coming from some states is not really nice. For instance, I saw a story that security agencies, they are about to clamp down on troublemakers in Kebbi. How do you define troublemaker? We won't allow destruction of public facilities, civil defense. This is in Plateau State. FG declares custodial centers, red zone. Look at it. And then we have this, civil defense deploys 350 personnel in Kano. Do you think these sound bites are really good at this point in time? Instead of to see the civil defense or the police saying, of course we have heard your leaders saying you should gather around maybe Eagle Square or around Medical Roundabout or whatever. We'll be there, we'll give you protection, but whoever misbehaves, we are going to pick him. Don't you think that should have been the tone from security operatives?
This is what we have been avoiding. The government have been avoiding.
Okay.
The protesters that are coming and those that are trying to destroy.
To hijack the process.
To hijack the protest. Well, it has come to stay. Tomorrow is first. I'm calling on every Nigerian.
Next tomorrow. Tomorrow is Wednesday, 31st.
I'm calling on every Nigeria, our traditional rulers, our legislatives, our governors. Let's be an instrument of peace. Everybody, those that have a voice to speak and it will be heard, let's be an instrument of peace. Let's give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a chance. He is ready to do it and is doing it. The issue of a short-time solution, we don't need it in Nigeria. Let's get a long-time solution that even if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu leaves office, it will speak well on the leadership, especially in the time of the local government autonomy. Now, every local government chairman will be wholly responsible of the damages or the inadequate to what? To produce better life in his local government, not as before. I'm calling on Nigerians, please, to give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu a chance. Let's all come together and pray for this country.
Abdul-Jabbar, if you had your way, what will you have advised the government to have done in its early days differently?
The removal of fuel subsidy.
It was at a wrong time.
It was abrupt. There is nothing like a wrong time to remove fuel subsidy. There is no any other good time. There is no good time and there is no bad time to remove fuel subsidy. Whatever time they removed, they would have removed fuel subsidy. It would still have hurt Nigerians the way it hurt. But there should have been some provisions made in place in order to mitigate, in order to cushion the effects of fuel subsidy. Not after removing the fuel subsidy, then you now start thinking of how you...
Which they are yet to get right.
Yes.
Musa, you can see it took a very long time, and people believe that some of the interventions being rolled out by the government are just afterthought. Those genuine interventions have not materialized. Talk about fixing the roads, talk about providing buses, talk about what have you. You think they went to the villa and started sleeping up till this moment when the protests, it's obvious that they now, suddenly wake up from slumber.
In every executive council meeting the ministers held with the president, they spent extra hours in discussing issues.
But where are the results up to this moment?
Of course, we have a lot of results.
Is there any bus from the federal government, Musa, up till now?
Of course, Niger State have gotten their own, up to 50 buses. The governor sent this to me himself. And it has been checked by other media houses to go and confirm that these buses are there. You get? But what I want to say is all governors have a way of solving their issues. There are a lot of states that are yet to have this development. Use those money that are given to you to betterment the life of your states. Now, the first subsidy has been removed. The president brings ways, in other words, to reduce the pain by giving governors a lot of funds. It is not the duty of it is the duty of the president to decide to give the ministers. But if he gives the ministers again, it will be a lot of confusion. He gives the governors because they are the #1 citizens of every state. They have House of Assembly under them. They have commissioners under them. They have local government chairmen under them. They should use those funds. A lot of governors are doing, they are trying their best, but others should emulate from other governors to do the right thing. I saw the effort the governor of Yobe did just of recent. You understand, in order to tackle the issue of food security. Kaduna did the same.
So governors should
did
do
the same. They should try as much as possible to create a lasting solution, not a solution that will last for a month and then we come back also to the streets.
Okay, let me have your final take on this. Should protests now be domesticated within states where governors are not performing? People should protest there instead of taking it at the national level.
The name of the protest is what? End bad governance.
Yes.
There is governance at the local, the state, and the federal level.
So people should take it to their states.
So people need to sit down and figure out where are the problems. Not a lot of problems are not meant for to be generalized.
All right. Federal. All right. Thank you very much, Abdul-Jabbar Rufai, political activist and youth leader, and then Musa Kontagora, chairman, North Central APC Stakeholders Forum, member APC Presidential Campaign Council 2023, and a moderator at Idris. We thank you for coming to the program, and we hope there will be amicable resolution to the impending protest. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
And viewers, that's a wrap on today's package. We hope you found the conversation engaging and informative. Be sure to join Daily Politics, airing every weekday, and our special package on Friday, during which we open the telephone line for you to comment on national issues. We hope the voice of reason will reign supreme. Bye-bye for now. I'm Hamza Idris.